when I go back to college, I'm not gonna know anybody pretty much all over again, which is really scary. Thanks for clicking on this video. It's kind of gonna be me talking about my experience taking a COVID gap year. This year's been really difficult for a lot of people, and I just want to say that, like, sort of off the bat. And college and education is probably like one of the lowest things on the totem pole of things for us to worry about. But I still felt like maybe there was someone out there who is looking for a video like this, or someone talking about, you know, their experience as a young person during all of this, because it's, I know I have, I keep Googling on YouTube like every week, like COVID gap year, because I feel really lost this year, so I'm just going to sort of get into my story and why I'm taking a gap year. This year I'd be a rising junior in college, and I go to a city school, and it's like 10 hours away from where I live by car, but it's like an hour away by flight. Not that that really matters. But there were a couple of contributing factors to why I decided to take a gap year. First was my plan for my junior year. I was planning on spending the whole entire year in Scotland. I was accepted to the University of Edinburgh, which I was like so excited for. Like, I was gonna like go and have like some Harry Potter times and like go and like have tea. It's other stuff too, but I really can't think of anything else right now because talking to a camera is terrifying. Yeah, so my original plan was to be away for the whole year, so I didn't set up housing for my junior year, which is a big thing if you go to a city school, especially when you get into the upper grades. A lot of people live off campus, so it's a big deal because you have to sign a lease. You have to sign a lease for the whole entire year. I signed a lease like at a college apartment complex. Well, it wasn't really like affiliated with my college, but I was still on the hook for 12 months last year, and thankfully my roommate like took over my room because she wanted to live alone, which was a really kind of weird situation in and of itself, but that's for another day. So I didn't have a lease tying me down to where I go to school, and when it came time to like add drop classes, which was about a month ago, I just decided to completely drop them. For a while I thought about going back, but I go to school in the South, which is really cute, and everyone there just thinks that this is a hoax and thinks that it's not real, so that's really fun. So I just decided to drop all my classes, and it's been kind of weird. I applied for a bunch of internships. I have an internship now that I go to like 3 days a week, but other than that, I'm just kind of like chilling at home and just hanging out. And I feel like I have to be productive all the time and like try new things. Hence this, literally. Okay. I feel like I have to like pick up hobbies or like do another job, but it's also like I don't want to risk more exposure. Like if I pick up a part-time job, which I'm extremely lucky, like I don't necessarily have to do that. I am getting paid at my internship, but if I wanted to take up a second job, then I'm like exposing my family. And I don't know if other people feel this, but I'm like really terrified of this pandemic, and I'm like a natural worrier too. So like every single time that I am thinking about a situation, like, oh, I'll go out with my friends, not that I don't go out with my friends, we do like social distance, like picnics and stuff, but like I had a friend who wanted to come up and visit me, and I was like, oh, well, if I let her do that, then maybe, you know, I would get exposed, and then I would kill my whole family. So that's how I'm thinking. But honestly, I think that's how we should all be thinking right now, but that's for another time. I don't know if I should really talk about that. I grew up in a really academically focused area, like a lot of emphasis on your career and where you go to college and, you know, what you're gonna do, how much money you're gonna make. Like, people think about that. I'm from Washington, D.C. So you get the gist of like, it's intense. So taking a year off feels like a failure, even though like the rest of the world is like completely shut down. I'm not taking a break from my education forever, just this year, but it feels really weird. And it feels like I'm all alone, but I know that I'm not. I know that there are other kids out there who decided, kids, I feel like I'm a kid, people out there who did take a gap year, or at least a gap semester. I don't know, if a year, because I think people maybe have hope for the winter. I don't really know if I do, just because they keep talking about a second wave and how, like, the Spanish flu killed, like, more people the second time around, and I don't know, maybe they didn't have masks then, or, like, know as much, but I'm still worried about it. And my goal has always been to study abroad. When I applied to colleges, that was one of the biggest things that I was looking forward to. Like, I have this incredible opportunity to go live in another country for a whole entire year, and giving that up is really hard. And the other thing that I kind of wanted to talk about, so because I'm taking the whole year off and then I'm going to Scotland, that's my plan. When I go back to college, I'm not going to know anybody, pretty much all over again, which is really scary, because I feel like by your junior year, you'll start to, like, really figure it out and, like, solidify your friends and get into a rhythm of your life and, you know, what you like to do, what coffee places you like to go to. I mean, they'll still be there, hopefully, but it's really scary to think that I won't be back on my campus for another 2 years. I just see this year of study abroad as just, like, this golden year of my life that will just, like, open up my mind and the way I think and how I am as a person, and just to have that experience in general. Like, I'm also, like, a very reserved person, and I like to follow the rules. So I'll be turning 21 this year, so, like, having, like, not to say, like, I haven't had fun in college, but, like, I would go to a city school, and, like, a lot of people go to bars and stuff because they have fake IDs, but I'm, like, really afraid of that, so I don't, like, do anything. So I was really looking forward to, like, being in Scotland and, like, being able to drink, which, like, I'm not, like, promoting drinking if anyone's clicking on this video, but, like, I want to have fun. The weirdest part about this year, too, is the more things open up, the more things are sort of different and they've changed. So, you know, I go to an office every day, and it's like a brand new job. And I'm not really going to talk about that much, but, like, I have to keep my door closed if I want to keep my mask off, so, like, I can't really get to know people or, you know, like, have chit-chat in the hallway. Like, we're all either, like, teleworking or in a closed, shut office door, and it's just, the world is really weird right now, and, it's hard to navigate, but I just wanted to, like, put this video out there. You know, if anyone's, like, putting in the search bar, you know, COVID-19 gap year, what are you doing? Like, not much. I've been, like, reading books, which is fun. I see some of my friends who go to, like, local college here, which is nice. And I know people who have gone back to college, and it's, like, pretty much the same thing here. It's, like, well, if people are being careful, if people are being, you know, safe and wearing masks and social distancing, which a lot of people aren't. And that's the other thing, like, Instagram, like, half of my Instagram is, like, no one's posting, everyone's just, like, dead. I have no idea what people are up to, or they're just posting like nothing has changed. And that's a really hard thing to sort of, like, look at and be like, oh, this person's, like, out living their life and having fun and, you know, being out in college and, you know, going on vacation, and it looks like the normal world. But then there are also people who are following the rules. Yeah, I know people who have started their freshman year of college, or they're a junior like me, and yeah, I was talking to this one girl who's an RA on campus, and she has, like, virtual office hours with her students, and, like, everyone's coming to them because they just want to talk to a person. Like, I want to know that I'm not alone, which, I talked to some of my friends, and I know that they're sort of going through the same things, but it's definitely weird for me because I feel like I'm not really working towards anything. I'm obviously I'm doing an internship, and, like, I have other, like, little side jobs, but, it definitely feels like my life is on pause, which is weird because this is the time that I'm supposed to be, like, going out and figuring out who I am, living alone, making mistakes, and it's a little weird feeling like I'm still in high school again, or back in high school. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna maybe try and post weekly. This is obviously my first one, and it's a little weird. But subscribe, give it a like. Yeah, thanks for watching.